Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's daily political energy reading from the swamp by yours truly, Sherry from Voices from the Swamp. Um, I am recording this on Monday night, March 31st, for tomorrow, April 1st, April Fool's Day, but we're not playing around. This is serious. Um, As y'all know, normally I just do like a general reading just to get a general feel for the energy, not a specific question per se. And tonight I just really felt drawn to kind of be a little bit more specific with my reading. And so before I drew the cards, I asked simply, how will um, the current administration's tariffs on every country, tariffs on everything, how is that going to affect all of us here in the United States and even people in other countries as well tomorrow, April 1st? I mean, he could come out tomorrow morning and say, April Fools, I don't really mean it. But he doesn't have a sense of humor, so I don't see how that could be possible. Um, he only finds things funny when it hurts someone else. That's where he derives his pleasure. And that's really sad, you know. Um, I know Linda G was talking this weekend. She did a short video where the guides had told her, we needed to start not being so much like the other side of always making fun of and cutting down those opposing us. And at the moment she said it, my first thought was, yeah, well, they kind of deserve it. But then the next thought I had, God, my hair is sticking up like crazy. The next thought I had was, actually, I think this was my guides poking me, saying, pay attention, please. But I started thinking about it and I thought, you know what? She's right. Um, it doesn't do us any good to sink to their level, right? We're supposed to be more open minded than that, more generous than that, more loving and more giving. Now, that's not to say that there are not times when you need to get up in people's face for doing the wrong thing. That's not what I'm talking about. And there are times when, yeah, they kind of do things and do ask for it. You can't help but make fun of them. But I think that if we keep it to a minimum and if we truly try to be a little more positive in our reactions, we certainly can't expect them to do that because when is that ever going to happen? But we can lead by example. I think President Biden did that with the simple transfer of power, even though everybody knew that he didn't want to do that. And by all rights, he had the power, according to the Supreme Court, where he could have said, no, I changed my mind. I'm not going to leave office. What can anybody do for that? The Supreme Court has already decreed that the president has absolute immunity on anything presidential. Well, that would be very presidential. But no, President Biden did the right thing, and he led by example. Now, granted, the other side doesn't see it that way. They see it as a capitulation. They see it as, oh, he's just a weak person, couldn't stand up for himself. They don't understand that what he did took more strength than any other option he could have taken. And for that, I'm very thankful for President Biden for standing up for what's right and for leading by example. And so as all these thoughts were running through my head this weekend, as well as enjoying the new kittens that were just born, we just had our Second round of kittens with Mommy Cat. We have 4 gorgeous little kittens out there. As I was contemplating my thoughts on all of this and trying to listen to what Spirit was telling me, and just the pure joy of enjoying the kittens because they're just so adorable, it really struck me that, Linda kind of had it right. It's time that we, at least on our side, grow up a little bit and try to be a little bit more mature about everything. That we lead by example. So that's my goal. I can't tell you how well I'll do with it. I hope I do better than I'm afraid I might not do. Oh, excuse me. Yawning. It's been a long day, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, so my question tonight, instead of just a general reading, like I said, my question was, how will tariffs on everything affect the US of A as of tomorrow, April 1st, 2025? April Fools. And I don't think it's a joke. He's really serious. So, let me get the other cards out of the way. Let me show y'all what I got. The first 2 cards literally flew out of the deck at me. It's like, okay, I guess you got something to say. And the first one was the 9 of Wands, reversed. I don't draw reversals. I have to really stop and look up reversals because I don't have them memorized. Of course, I don't have all the uprights memorized either. Most of them I know, but sometimes I have to take a sneak at my cheat sheet because I go blank on it. So anyway, the second card was the 8 of Wands. As you can see here, while I yawn my brains out. The third card was the Hangman. The fourth card is the 3 of Cups. And the last card is Justice. So there's 2 major arcana with this pool. That's Spirit saying, pay attention. We put some major cards out there for you. Pay attention. So I'm going to go through what they mean here in just a minute. I just kind of wanted to give y'all a rundown of what they were. And then at the bottom of the deck was the Ace of Wands. So sometimes I look at this and I wonder, is Spirit telling us to just like go bop them in the head with a big stick, knock some sense into their brains? We can't do that. We're pacifists. We don't attack people. That's them. They attack people. We don't. Nor do we encourage or invite violence of any kind, because that doesn't get you anywhere. Violence just begets more violence. And what does that accomplish? And of course, the minute I start this, the dogs are going to start. Of course. All right. Let me take a sip and let's get on with the reading. I've been blabbering for 9 minutes and I haven't said anything yet. All right. So the first card is, where are we now? What is the general feel going into these tariffs? And that was the 9 of Wands reversed. Now, the 9 of Wands reversed, this is talking about a struggle, maybe even combat, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like we're all on the edge and just waiting for the bottom to fall out. Feeling paranoid. A lot of people are feeling paranoid. Pardon me while I pause. Okay, I'm back. The dog finally decided to be quiet, fingers crossed. And they decided to stop microwaving something in the microwave, which is like 30 feet away from me, so it gets kind of loud. Okay, so we were discussing the Nine of Wands reverse. So I think I went over all the different points of what this card can mean, because this is where you are now. And this is kind of where we are, what we're feeling, especially those of us who are aware of what's going on. We got to bear in mind that there's a good portion of the American public that doesn't have a clue of what's about to hit. They really don't. They live in la la land. They don't pay attention until 5 minutes before they go to the polls, if they go to the polls. Anyway, so that's where we are now. Nine of Wands reversed. And then the next was the next step. That's our next card. And that is the Eight of Wands upright. Now, Eight of Wands, this symbolizes speed, fast action, moving forward, getting to it, like, yeah, okay, this is a decision, let's go. Creating swift changes, just moving fast, not really thinking it through, maybe just, I'm pissed, let's go, let's do this. That's kind of what the Eight of Wands is all about. Okay, and then for the third card, this is our obstacle, all right? And I pull the Hangman. Well, now the Hangman stands for taking a pause, taking a rest, kind of putting the white flag up and surrender and saying, okay, I'm not going to jump ahead of the game here. I'll wait my turn. I'll wait and see what's going to happen. Let everything play out, yada, 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 yada. All right. But that can be an obstacle, especially following the Eight of Wands, which says, go, 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 now, now, now. And then you have the Hangman come out saying, like, well, let's maybe slow our roll a little bit, okay? Let's slow down and take a closer look at what is going on. So that's going to be important, I think, especially for those of us who know what's coming and understand how it's going to affect everybody. We're going to need to kind of take a step back, because we're going to have some splaining to do, as Lucy was told. As Ricky used to tell Lucy, you got some splaining to do. So I really feel like this is just spirit letting us know things are going to start happening tomorrow, probably in rapid succession, just boom, 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 boom. It's going to be real important for us to kind of take a deep breath, take a step back, and go, okay, let's wait and see what's going to happen here. And as people around you start freaking out, it's going to be our job to kind of explain to them what's going on. It's going to be hard to not say, well, you voted for the dumbass. What do you expect? For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Okay, but so they didn't do their homework before they went and voted. They went and voted for a make-believe character who played a role on TV. That would be the same as going out to vote for Iron Man or Superman or Captain America or whatever. They're not real people, they're made-up characters. And when you look at the person who plays that character, it's not right for us to assume that that person is that character, because they're not. It's a make-believe role that you pretend to be this person. And when you're really good at your job, you're able to make people think that that yeah, you're the same person there, but you're not. Okay. Next up was our strengths and resources. For that, I threw the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups, this is talking about a celebration, having a party, everybody's happy, um, uh, lots of creativity going on. People having a party, like, yeah, let's do it, let's go, we got this. This is the Three of Cups, having that party with your friends. This is how the other side's going to be tomorrow, before reality slaps them in the face and they realize, oh, wow, I really effed up, didn't I? Yeah. Which is why it's so important that it comes with the Hangman. This gives us the warning to be chill. Be there for them when the alcohol wears off and they got to realize just exactly what it is they're getting for their money's worth, which isn't very much. The last card is potential outcome. And how apropos. I pulled Justice. I mean, justice, you're talking about fairness, the truth, equality, uh, um, clarity of thought, um, a balance of the scales, cause and effect. Something that most good parents teach their children when they're younger, that there is a consequence for every action you take or don't take, depending. And we hope that we impart in them the knowledge that if you go around picking on kids smaller than you, eventually a bigger kid's going to come along and stomp your butt in the ground. That's just karma making her point. And with justice, let me see, what is that, this card? Okay, she's not blind in this card, although most of us think of justice as being in a blindfold. That's how she's depicted in the American iconic in the pictures that we have in America. I can't get the other word out of my mouth. We see justice is blind. And that's supposed to mean that no matter who you are, how much money you have, what color your skin is, what religion you practice, we all are all answerable to the same laws. Or so we thought. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court we've had sitting there for the last 10, 15 years has been doing their damnedest to change that. And now they're starting to panic because it's coming back on them. Karma's a bitch. She comes back around. Look out, because she don't take one heck of a bite. And that's what's happening with the justice. So we have this as the potential outcome. Now, does this mean that they're going to round everybody up that we think needs to be rounded up, throw them in a cage and let them rot? No, it does not. Do we want to see that happen? Yeah, I'd say probably about 99.999% of us do. But really what we want is for everyone to be held to the same account. Everybody follows the same laws, and we're punished by the same laws in the same way, because that's the way our Constitution was written. It was not written on a biblical book. It was not written on hocus pocus. It was not written on anybody's faith and what they believed in. Our Constitution was written and based on law and order, and that no one is above the law, and we all will have justice knocking on our door when we don't follow the law. Now, we've kind of lost that currently, but it's going to come back. Trust me when I say it's going to come back. And that's that potential outcome. When justice shows up, they're going to be running scared. Because in that point, they're going to know this time around, money's not going to buy me out. More lies is not going to buy me out. Running is not going to buy me out. I'm getting ready to pay the piper, which is a good thing. Because we can't go forward as a country, as a democratic country, if we don't hold everyone accountable to the same laws. No matter what position they have, how high up or down low they are, we're all the same. As my mother used to tell my brother and me, we all put our pants on one leg at a time. You're no better than anybody else. They're no better than you. There goes the dog. All right. Hush, Kane. I have one card left to go. Let's see if I can get it in without having to pause again. Bottom of the deck, I got the Ace of Wands. This is willpower. I could take this in one of two ways. That the other side is going to have the willpower to do what they want to do. Because so far that seems to be the case. Because we can't find our stick to fight back. But we will. It's already starting to happen. I know it's not the proper meaning of this card, but every time I see this card, I think of somebody coming along and going bop and just whacking somebody on top of the head with a big stick and saying, snap out of it, get a grip, face reality. That's what this card tells me, especially right now, is they're going to have to get real and they're going to have to be held accountable. And they're going to have to realize that when you break the law, eventually it finds you, it catches up to you, and you pay for it. If not in this world, then in the next, as people will say. So that's what I've gotten for our reading for today concerning the tariffs. I think a lot of people are going to think, oh, we got it. It's wonderful, fantastic, blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to hit them upside the head with that big damn stick saying, what the hell is wrong with you? Open your mind. Open your eyes. Wake up, Why being woke is such a bad thing is beyond me, because that just means that you're aware and you're no longer being deceived about things. And so that's where we're at. There's a lot more stuff coming. I'm sorry to say. I wish I could say that as of April 2nd, everything turns out for the good. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yeah, that's not going to happen. At least not on April 2nd, 2025. It's not going to happen. Now, it can happen a lot sooner than when I think it's going to happen. Spirit has not been real clear with me on when these drastic changes are going to take place. And I'm not real strong on timing. Some people get timing like this. They can tell you, oh, it's going to happen in 6 weeks, 6 months, 2 years, whatever. And they're right on the money. That has not come to me as of yet. Now, there have been some things that I have said, and I think, yeah, maybe by 2-3 months, we might see that happen, and boom, it happens. Okay, wow. Part of you wants to pat yourself on the back because you got it right. And another part of you is like, how the hell did I know that? Well, it's not because I knew anything. It's because that's what Spirit told me. So, as Teddy Roosevelt used to say, talk softly, carry a big stick. He didn't say to swing it or to hit anybody with it. He didn't say to threaten anybody with it. He just said, speak softly and carry a big stick. Because then that gives the other person the knowledge that, oh, damn, he's got a big stick. He could hit me with that, Hopefully it never comes to that. But it's kind of nice to know it's there. I think the tariffs are going to be one of the things that truly opens the eyes of his followers. Because it's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard, y'all. I'm telling you right now, cut back on everything that you can cut back on. Start spending real frugally, If you don't have to have it, don't get it. It'll still be there 6 months, a year from now. You can get it then. Right now, we need to concentrate and focus on taking care of ourselves and our families, being aware of what's happening in your community, just knowing that it will get better. It's going to get a whole hell of a lot worse first. I'm sorry to say, but it will get better. When? I get asked that a lot. When is it going to get better? I don't know. I really don't know. Spirit has not revealed that to me. And they've said to me, oh, yeah, we know when this is going to end and how it's going to end. No problem. Just keep doing what you're doing. And you're like, yeah, okay, well, tell me. They're like, no, you don't need to know. That's on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know. Not yet. So I figure when time gets closer, before things start to happen, hopefully they'll give me a heads up, and I can give y'all a heads up. Hey, excuse me. There I go yawning again. All right. I need to go to bed. It's been a really long day. So that's what I'm getting is, we've got some hard times coming, especially with all this tariff nonsense. Because remember, tariff is actually a tax. And who pays it? We do. So there may be a lot of things that won't be available to buy anymore because it comes from another country that he's slapped a tariff on. Or if you can get it in the store, it's going to be so astronomically priced, it's going to be ridiculous. And then there's going to be his tax on top of it that he calls the wonderful tariff. It ain't all that damn wonderful, trust me. But y'all hold on to that hope because we know that once we go through the crucible of this fire, we're going to come out on the other side stronger, happier, and more willing to stand up for one another than we are right now. That's why the George Floyd thing was so successful, because it was people stuck at home because of the big C, and TVs are on, and suddenly they have it right there in their living room. This poor man getting murdered in front of our eyes by someone who should have known better. And it shocked enough people that they took to the streets. Black and white, gay and straight, male and female, didn't matter. We were all out there because we were all outraged at what we saw. Now, I was born and raised in the Deep South. I grew up during the middle of the Civil Rights Movement. I saw a lot of atrocities committed against people simply because their skin tone was different than mine. It still horrifies me to this day, and it's something I'll never forget. I don't want to see us go there again. I'm afraid we may have to go there again, but I sure as hell don't want to see it. We battled that beast and we won. It should stay dead. So, keep the faith. Keep that little kernel of hope burning. It will get better. It may take 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. But it will get better. My guides have told me that over and over and over and over again. Hang in there. It's going to be better. Don't worry about it. It's easy for you to say here on the other side when you're not dealing with this crap. We're all in this together, guys. All of us. I don't think I would have gotten through the last 5, 6 years without y'all. I really don't know what I would have done. That's how bad off I was at that point in my life. And I'm thankful every day for the friendships I have made in this community. Friendships with other readers, friendships with chatters, friendships with clients. I am thankful every single day for it because y'all got me through when nobody else could. All right. Take a deep breath. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. Or maybe I should say today, since this is going to play on Tuesday. Hang in there. Keep that hope alive. No matter how dark it gets, all it takes is one little bitty spark of light to get rid of the dark. And there's a lot of us out here that are little sparks of light. And when we all light up, it's going to be a freaking inferno. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.